out. Robin actually had to step away.
Tasha,
So
it's
it's
just me and you.
just me and you, Twan.
Just me and you.
Ooh, baby.
Oh God, you got to come in stronger with that. Like,
Ooh, baby.
two-part harmony. You know what I'm saying? Make me feel like I'm watching Boys in the Hood again. You know what I mean? Shout out to Raphael Sadiq for that bang bang.
Here we are. Something. Dum, dum,
You know, he played that whole thing with an acoustic guitar by himself, right?
Don't worry about a thing. Just
Don't worry about a damn thing.
don't worry about a damn thing, baby.
What we doing today? What we talking about today, boo?
We are talking about dating
Uh-oh.
and the do's and don'ts because
Don'ts.
what happened? Not this past episode, but a couple of episodes ago, the Power of the P, the last episode that we had did.
Right.
That is available on YouTube, you guys, if you want to listen to it. And it's also available streaming now for the people that are on our live. On there, you asked me, how do you date? And I said, I date in search of marriage or something like that. And you were like, no.
You date with a purpose.
Yes, dating with a purpose.
You date with intent is what they call it.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into that, but you know, we gotta do the intro first before getting into it. So Twan, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Welcome to Disaster Dating 101. I'm Natasha Renee.
And I'm Antoine.
Come join this disastrous journey where we talk about our dating horror stories, real issues, and how we can work through these issues in today's society. And today's episode is Dating 101, Co-Ed Edition.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So the episode we didn't get to air due to technical difficulties. I was briefly, it was supposed to just be for YouTube. So everybody who listens to the podcast, you know, it's not going to air. So briefly, I was talking about dating a guy and how I wasn't interested, but he had good dates. Like I enjoyed going out with him until there was that deal breaker of kissing. Remember that, right?
Oh, that guy. Ruined, you say? Ruined?
Ruined everything. Ruined. And you said I should have just been honest with him.
Yeah, you should have. You kept going. You was a date junkie, more like it.
I mean,
I think we're gonna get that next bomb date, man.
Right? Like one time, like we went somewhere and he like sung to me and everything. So I mean, I liked his dates. I just didn't like getting close.
I would have just made you a CD title songs I want to eat you out to.
Oh gosh. Jeez, I was not ready for that one.
That's date one. No, I'm joking. Somebody was like, "Ooh, girl, what tracks is on there?"
I know, right? But no, I felt like I tried. I felt like everybody felt like he was a good guy, and my family was rooting for him.
Oh.
And people wanted to see us together, but I did try.
You cried? Why?
I tried, not cried.
Oh, you tried.
I did cry.
I mean, that's cool. You can. We gotta be okay with normalizing that. Yo, some people ain't for us. Like it's not personal. You should not want to be with somebody. You got to convince yourself to like and to enjoy. Like everything should just be natural. And the problem with dating with a purpose or dating with intention is nothing is organic anymore. Everything has to have an outcome. And what happens when you don't hit your outcome?
That's true.
Is it a failed interaction? Is it a failed meeting? God put these people in your life for all types of reasons. You know, and I hate that whole reason, season, or a lifetime shit, but it's actually kind of true. You know, you never understand what lessons you're supposed to learn about yourself or how you deal with people through your interactions with folks. And that's how, like, it's so weird because people say, you know, I met this person and I felt like I've known them all my life. It's cool then, except for when it comes to your matters of your heart.
Yeah.
right? It didn't matter how long you knew them. They cool enough to be family, but they ain't, every guy, every woman I gotta meet, right? They gotta end up with us being something that I need to further my value in life or some BS or shit like that. Like, why can't we just date and meet people and enjoy meeting people? Like, I'm sorry, on my progress report, it always says makes friends easily, right? Like, I want to meet people. I'm a fucking crazy ass student of humanistic behaviors. I can sit people watch all day. I need to meet people. It makes me happy to understand all different perspectives of people, how they think, how they feel, how they see the world. Like,
But
that's why
that goes back to how we're taught to date. Like, especially with women, we're like taught for the purpose of being married to get our husband. I know for me, my mom was grooming me for my high school sweetheart. Like, she was like, "You gotta know how to cook. I'm 16 years old, and you doing make sure you
that's
make sure."
crazy. Listen, that's listen. They put way too much responsibility on you women, right? And from the gate, right? Look at our toys, right? Your toys are human beings,
Yep,
right? Like, they cry, they have emotions and
baby.
shit.
Yep.
I got GI Joe. I blow up shit, right? Now you looking at me like, help me raise this baby. I'm like, nigga, I'm two. Like, what do you want me to do? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they give y'all like kitchen sets
Yep.
and shit, like easy bake ovens. Like, first of all, no, no. I have a whole thing about, I refuse. If and then if I had children, and if I had a daughter, I would refuse to give her baby dolls. What are you instilling in her with that?
Yeah.
Now she has something that she has to be
Take care
responsible
of. Yeah.
for.
That's true,
Like,
because that American Girl doll my daughter got, she already know you
you know
lose
what hurts
that,
my
you
heart? You know what hurts my heart? And this is why people don't really hear what Kevin Samuel's saying sometimes. And I'm not defending him. I'm just saying they don't hear what he's saying. Everybody's not meant to be a wife. That's a hard reality. But we're
and
so wired to believe
that we are supposed to be.
where we're supposed to be.
And that if we don't, then we have failed.
We failed. Here's the thing. I hear pastors say this all the time. You wasn't a wife when I married you. You was a wife when I met you. That's hella unfair. Right? You're telling me that her life and her self-value is attached to how she carries herself as a wife? Yo, that's the worst programming in the world.
We'll try dating and people assuming for me, oh, you're wifey, so I want to go have fun. Who said I didn't want to have fun? Just because of the way I carry myself doesn't mean, like, why
But
can't I?
that's a lot of baggage. Like, people don't understand, they like, their baggage is not necessarily hurtful scars. Their baggage is a lot of assumptive thoughts. Like, that's why you take time to date. Like, there's no way in the world I'm going to be in a relationship and not be able to say, like, yo, we can go, I can take you anywhere. We can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Even and we was talking about before about like homecoming and shit. Even if there was an incident where I didn't take her to a homecoming or something, right? I'm not taking her to a homecoming because I don't want her to be there with me. I'm not taking her to a homecoming because that's my time. We
Yeah.
can come back and next weekend, me and you can go wherever the fuck you want to go. We can get on there, we can do that random road trip. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're talking about forever. You're talking about
Yeah.
a big commitment. That's harder than what most people think. And it's way harder than what people are exhibiting in normal relationships right now.
Yeah, it took me years to, realize that wasn't it. it took me being by myself, being separated, taking care of my kids to realize, like, hey, this is not what it is. Like, this is not what I was taught, is not the way I need to date.
Okay. But here's the thing. It's not even, and I don't want this to be seeming like, oh, well, here's another man just justifying being single or some shit like that, or I'm trashing relationships. I believe in natural, organic love. I don't believe in expected love because that's entitlement to me, right? You put no stock and value in getting to know me. You're just making sure that I check enough boxes to make it to your goal.
Yep.
So I'm supposed to believe, I'm supposed to not protect myself when I feel rushed. I like you. I like you. So why ain't we together? Because it don't work like that. you
So when do you, I guess I would say, when do you have those talks? Like,
you should be having them talks often. You should be having
but
them
then some
talks
people
every
feel like
day.
you
That's
need to
the whole point. That's the whole point of dating. Like this whole thing about when should you talk? You should talk as much as you need to talk. And you should talk about some things that are fun. And you should talk about some things that are substance. But here's the thing, most people are not talking because they don't know how to have conversations.
That's
They
true.
don't know how to say, you know what? You know what? I was tripping because when you said that, that reminded me of a time, boom, boom, boom. And I've acknowledged now that I was tripping. So I'm sorry if you felt any type of, attitude or something from me because I had realized I was triggered. Right. And that's because this was what I experienced in my previous relationship. People say you shouldn't talk about your ex. Hell yeah, this is what I experienced in my previous relationship. Right? Because I need you to get a very raw image of me before you determine that you like me so much. I need you to really get to know me before you throw me in the ooh, I just want to be around you. No, because when it get real, are you gonna hold on?
Exactly. That's true. That definitely is true. When it gets real, are you gonna hold on? I know that's always been my thing for me, when I guess finding somebody or getting to know people are, yeah, it's nice, it's cute in the beginning when it's all cool, but when the shit hit the fan, are you gonna stick around or are you gonna leave?
Look, I will say this, and at least about myself, right? Like, I think the biggest issue is in this whole kind of dating spectrum is just that we're just not on the same page and we're not talking about it. We refuse to talk about it. We don't even listen to each other when we're trying to talk about it. If a woman put a post up saying, "Hey men, tell the ladies something that the women want to know," 40 women would still be on that post talking about what they feel about what some man said.
And being offended about it.
Yeah, and you're not really listening to us, right? And that's one thing that we have really realized. We realize that y'all not listening to us, so we're not talking anymore. We just let you think what you want because you're going anyway, right? I am appalled at the narrative of the disconnect between black men and black women, and how that's just still just getting perpetuated every day to the point now where mainstream media is replacing us with white men for our interracial couples on TV. They don't even believe in the black family no more, right? And the black family looks like a lot of different things. It doesn't look like America's nuclear family. It just fucking doesn't. We don't have we didn't we had to do all this shit ourselves, right? From the beginning. right? Even as you tore through our family, whether it was slavery, whether it was oppressive laws and fucking chemical fucking violence with crack and shit. No matter where you tacked us, we still had to persevere our family. So our family looks very different and unique in all types of ways, right?
Yeah.
And even if there is no, our family is also what we choose, who we choose. We choose our family, right? So how do you take all of that and just drain that down to I have to live this type of life. I have to be married. It's nothing makes my skin cringe more than people say, "Well, I just knew I was gonna be a mother." Like, really? Like when? Like seriously, like when? Like when did that happen? I just knew I just wanted to be when I'm like, for real? And I feel bad because I mean I can't knock them, but it to me I can't understand it because uh, that's not how I was raised. I wasn't trained. I wasn't, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, go out here and be in this world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get in this world and understand how it go, right?
But
So,
no, that's like I said, for me, dating at 16, my ex-boyfriend being much not so much older than me, but when I was in high school, he had just graduated and everything. And it was kind of like my mom was grooming me to be a wife
mm,
and telling me, you pray for your husband. Mind you, 16, 17. you you pray for your husband. And I remember when him and I broke up, when I moved to Virginia, my whole world was shattered because again, that mindset of, well, who's going to marry me? Like, I shouldn't be thinking about these
mm,
things
mm-hmm.
at 16, 17. I'll never forget. I was on a payphone
Doing what?
talking to him on a payphone at school because wasn't no cell phones around then. And him and I had a conversation. I think we had gotten to an argument. He hung up on me, and that was my junior year. I just moved there, and then my senior year, my senior prom, I went out to Pennsylvania with the guy I went to prom with, and I
Mm,
remember contacting one of his family members, and I was told that he had gotten married. And then for me, that was like, how? Like, how did that happen? You know? And for a while it took me back because I didn't know what to do because that's who I saw my future with. That those were I wasn't focused on really
yourself.
the things, yeah, that I wanted to do, that I needed to do as far as going to school, going to college and stuff like that, because it was like, oh, I'm gonna go to college, but I'm still gonna be married.
Why do we normalize that? Like for real. Like we should not saying again, this is not a knock on
No,
relationships.
it's not. It definitely isn't a not.
What it should be is an affirmation to, and if anything this year didn't teach you, is live your life and everything will come to you as it should. Manifest good thoughts, manifest abundance, manifest living your life, and everything will come to you as it is. If you start putting expectations on how things should be, you'll never truly be happy. You know what I'm saying? And now I got a small little rant. Can I have it for a second? Just a small little rant. How much time we got?
Oh, we got a little bit of time. We got
All right.
time before
Now,
this
now,
first part breaks up.
real quick, for everybody so eager to be in relationships, right? And some of you couples out there that are, you know, looking for a reason to call it quits, right? Throw in that towel because everything ain't perfect, right? Here's some food for thought for you. Lifelong commitment is not what most people think it is. It's not waking up every morning to make breakfast in bed and eat together. It's not cuddling in bed till both of you fall asleep peacefully at night. It's not a clean home filled with laughter and love making every day. It's someone who steals the goddamn covers and snores. It's slam doors. It's harsh words. At times, it's stubbornly disagreeing. giving each other the silent treatment until your heart heals, then forgiveness. Sometimes it's not even forgiveness. Sometimes couples don't even fucking apologize. It's coming home to the same person every day that you know loves and cares about you in spite of and because of who you are. Accident it's laughing about something you did accidentally, stupidly. It's about dirty laundry, unmade beds, without the finger pointing. It's about helping each other with hard work of life. It's about swallowing the nagging words instead of saying them out loud. I'll repeat it. It's about swallowing the nagging words instead of saying them out loud. It's about eating the easiest meal you can make and sitting down together at a late hour to eat because you both had a crazy day. It's when you have an emotional breakdown and your love lays with you and holds you and tells you everything is going to be okay and you believe them. It's about still loving someone even though sometimes they make you absolutely insane. Loving someone is not easy and sometimes it's extremely hard, but it's amazing and comforting and one of the best things you'll ever experience. So if you are blessed to have a wonderful partner in your life, congratulations, but you are not entitled to one. That's my rant.
That's makes you think.
All right.
Makes
I'm
you
just saying, like, listen, man, like, just live your life. Everything will come as it should, right? Like, if you're putting expectations on something that you don't even know if that person can even meet. You don't even know why that person was introduced to you in your life.
that's facts. Like you said, it can be it can be a lesson. It's not everybody that comes into your life is marriage material. That
Right.
could be that lesson that is learned. And for me, when I do date, I don't hold on to. I start everything, and I always tell people I date brand new. I'm not going to hold you to some type of expectation, but I do. I ask that you be open and honest, and we communicate
If you
because
got that, that solves a lot of problems because
yeah.
that ain't happening. That's just not happening like it
But
should.
I have been honest to say that it is hard for me to communicate, and just know that it does take me time. It does take time for me to communicate,
Mm,
because those are issues that I do struggle with, because I'm so used to just, again, how I was taught, just let things happen and not say what you need to say.
right.
Where now it may take me a little bit, but that, again, that was that communication in the beginning, where he won't get too pissed off, where other people, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to talk to you if you can't talk to me right now. It's that communication, and learning. And
We
even
also gotta know ourselves too a little bit so that we
you
can
do.
be able to communicate who we are. Don't be ashamed of that. Have the conversation. If you say, "Hey, listen, sometimes I might be in the room and I might not say a goddamn thing to you. It's not that anything's wrong. It's just that I just don't fill the air with unnecessary noise." Why? I grew up in a home where me and the person that lived there did not speak unnecessarily, and then that's real.
No,
I have to
I'm
tell
like,
people
I
that.
can sit,
I,
yeah,
I love my mother, but she would be at one side of the house. I would be at the other side of the house. And if she wasn't at work, I didn't bother her because I knew that was her time to not have to worry about anything. And she kept everything that I needed from me in my room, or I was outside playing. But there wasn't a lot of hard conversation. So I can be present and I
and
could
not
be there if you just want a warm body. But if you need me to feel the air and I don't have anything to say, I'm not gonna do it. It's I just and I need you to be okay with that.
No, I'm like that too. I know my grandparents always say that, like, I can be in the house and they not even know it, because I'm silent. Like, sometimes I don't like things on. I like to be in silence. I like to read books. I like to just enjoy. Like, it'll be times where you may wake up. I'm not in bed. I may be downstairs, just literally just sitting and taking in the time by myself. I'm the only. I was my mother's only child, so
Right.
I do need that time where I'm like, me.
Well, here's my double-edged sword. Most people think I'm this huge extrovert, and I'm not. I'm actually an ambivert, right? I have lingering moments on both sides. And so when they're so used to me being on, being that social butterfly, they won't let me have time to myself. Something has to be wrong,
Yep, something's wrong with you.
right?
You're too quiet.
So when I find myself in a relationship, I want to have somebody I don't have to be on for all the time because that shit is exhausting. And you can't keep that up, right? Like one of my hardest times, most of the people that was turning away from me that I thought were my friends, they couldn't deal with the fact that I wasn't up, right? I wasn't the Twan they used to know, right? I wasn't every time they see me, I wasn't the life of the party no more. I'm dealing with shit. And I can't be strong all the time for you so you could be happy. And I'm fucking miserable. Right?
No,
So
that's true.
these are things that have to be discussed because a person need to know what they trying to buy. If you go to buy a car, if they don't got a Carfax, you asking a million questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that car is only going to last you 3 to 5 years max. I'm talking about a lifelong commitment. And everybody act like that's just supposed to happen. Poof.
No, it definitely takes time.
Fuck you, Notebook. That shit
Yeah,
ain't real. I'm sorry.
yeah, that movie.
But you know what's real about it? The reason their love survived because they went through shit together. That was real. Every time she tried to act like he talk to me, tell me, use your fucking words. Like he forced her to stand up in her decisions, whatever they were going to be. And he was okay with whatever decision she made. But he was his standard was you're not going to straddle the fence.
Yeah.
Right? Now that was real, but nobody picked that out. What they picked out was this fantasy love that
Fantasy loves.
right, that
Yeah.
fuck the fact that he went to war, damn near died, come home, his girl gone. So he builds a house. That's what they see. Oh my God, he builds a house. Builds the house she wanted. There you go. Y'all gonna discount the struggle together? Because there was some struggle. I'm pretty sure there was some struggle, but the Notebook
Yeah.
didn't highlight the struggle, right? To the end. Oh, they died together. So beautiful. Oh, it's not realistic. But
But that's what we
just like
think it.
misinformation, just like misinformation in the news right now, it's infectious and it's easy to digest. And you start to believe that's how it's supposed to be. All the Disney princesses back in the day weren't happy until they got their what? Prince.
Prince Charles. Well, that was the original with the book Disaster Dating 101. I struggled with the ending. I didn't know if I wanted the main character to find her Prince Charming or still be single at the end of the book.
How
Because
about how about you?
typically
Why didn't you leave it with a choice?
that would have been a good thing. But
Cut it
typically
off right there with the fork in the road. Ooh, where'd she go? Where did she go?
and then
That's how you
part
get
two
them
is
to buy it.
disaster
That's how you get them to
dating.
buy the sequel.
Yeah. But no, I really did struggle with that because I knew I didn't at that time. I knew I didn't find my Prince Charming. So why would I make believe and try to let people,
You couldn't
you
write it
know?
because it wasn't authentic to you, right?
No, it wasn't. That's like one author that I used to read when I was younger. She has a lot of Lifetime movies, but I don't know how I got stuck reading Mary Higgins Clark books. But yeah, I was in high school reading these books. But they were loves music, loves to dance. If anybody likes a mystery, that was a really good book. But I like the way she wrote. You went to the, you didn't know what was going on because she broke all the characters down. But the thing I did not like is that the man saved the day in every single book that she wrote. And they lived like whoever
Offensive.
the villain was, it was a villain that was a man, but it was some other man who saved the woman from
And
dying,
then that's who she ended up with.
and that's who she ended up with. Never failed. So, when I started reading more, I tried at that
Feminists,
point, I was trying to
feminists gonna
figure out
tear them
huh?
books apart. The feminists will tear them books apart.
But no, I used to love reading her books, but it was predictable.
Yeah. More to programming,
The
yo.
man saves the day.
Man, more to programming. And here's what's so fucked up. Here I am. I'm telling you, as a man, a woman saved my life. That's not written about.
No.
Matter of fact, my brokenness in relationships right now is frowned upon. You see the post all the time. Woman, if he
If
broke,
he
just let
broke
his
you,
ass be broken.
yep.
Most of us are broken and just don't know it. That nigga you chasing, he definitely broken because you chasing him. So, I mean, it's a lot to unravel, yo. Like, you don't get it. Like, we are not having the conversations anymore. We're not talking no more.
We aren't. And then even going back to, oh, we gotta cut soon. But
Mm.
I didn't even realize the time because you can go into this. Even going back to again, like those conversations. How were those conversations? Because with me, every time I used to date, I dated exclusively. I wasn't dating.
Well, that's a bigger problem right there. Like
Yeah.
all your eggs in one basket.
Yep.
Mm-mm. Why?
We'll talk about that in part two.
Part two.
So we're gonna break everybody that's on Facebook. Um, Give us time to just get ready and let all our sponsors come in. So we're gonna end part one, and then we're gonna go into part two and why I date exclusively. So thank you guys, and just hold back on, and we will be back with part